Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is the first time you're turning up here, my name's Leanne Marie. I am an intuitive reader, intuitive therapist, and here to help you to make sense of what's going on for you, help you with any guidance that needs to come through, also help with personal development. So through the readings you'll probably hear some guidance in terms of where to go in your life, any life changes, just to give you a little bit of direction to help you live the best life that you can live, really. So hello and welcome to any new subscribers. Thank you to any previous subscribers and anyone who's liked and watched all my videos before. Really appreciate all your support. This reading is just one that I've kind of just done off the cuff. I don't know if I've already done one this week. I think I may have done one on Tuesday, I can't really remember, but I thought, I felt like I wanted to just do one, so I'm going to do one. So I've got 3 decks that I'm using today. I may not use all of them. Sometimes it happens that I go to use some or choose to use some and then I don't get any cards from them, or I get one, or I get loads. So I never know how long the videos are going to be. Just kind of go with the flow and just see what comes. Haven't got a topic either. That usually comes from the cards as I go along as well. So whatever title you see at the end of this see at the top of this video came through the cards as I went along. So anyway, I'm going to stop babbling on as I usually do and we'll get on with it. So I'm using 3 decks. So I'm using Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell. I'm using Butterfly Oracle cards for life changes. And I'm using Kyle Gray Angel Prayers, as I usually use these in pretty much every reading, just to get a little bit more sort of support around the other card decks that I've used. So I have already pre-shuffled the cards, just kind of set my intention for the reading. I always set the intention that you hear the right messages for you at the right time. Whenever you are catching this video will be the right time for you. You may be watching this video and it may not resonate, and that's absolutely fine. But what I always say is there's a reason why you have turned up today, whether that's just to support me, and I'm really thankful for that, or whether it's because you've been guided here, and if you aren't resonating with the messages, they could resonate in the future for you, so it's worth just going back and listening again in the future if you remember. If not, then have a look at any of my links down below to have a look at any of my social media, because there may be messages in there for you, so there'll be a reason why you've been guided to the channel today. Anyway, so I'm going to get on with the reading. So we're going to start with Work Your Light. Oh, we had a jumper straight away, so that one wants to be heard. Is there anything that we need to know for my viewers today? There's no one that just came out. Whoa, okay, we've got some really high flyers today. So I'm feeling to stop there. So we've got 4 cards from Work Your Light. Now, do I want to do them together or separately? Yeah, I'm just going to do them separately. So we'll start with Work Your Light. Oh, they're all upside down. Hold on. Whoa, that's strange. I never have them all upside down. Okay, just going to see if there's a reason for that as I read through. So we've got Inner Temple. Look how pretty that is. I love these cards, they're so pretty. Inner Temple, it says Devotion, tune in to the portal of your heart. Okay, so I have a feeling that this is to do with being in your head too much. Okay, so I'm picking up, because these were all upside down in reverse, as most tarot readers say, there's like a flip side to all of these messages. So basically, because these are showing like around the heart, there's lights around the heart, and it says here, tune into the portal of your heart. I feel like it's because it was upside down. I'm just gonna go. It's showing me that you have been focusing on the opposite to your heart. So in my mind, the opposite to your heart is being in your head too much. Okay, so I feel like you've maybe been in your head too much. So maybe you are very logical, maybe you think a lot, maybe you overthink a lot. So maybe you have just been worrying too much, everything's been in your head. Maybe you've got a lot of anxiety, you know, been really just thinking all the time about, you know, things that could go wrong, things that are going to happen, things that have happened. And it's just all very much up here. And maybe you're even someone who is just quite organised, you know, likes to kind of plan things and, you know, do things all the time and, you know, think about things in advance. And there's nothing wrong with that, absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm like that sometimes. I used to be like that pretty much all the time. And, you know, sometimes we just need to be like that because it gets things done, doesn't it? It's actually less stressful, you know, when you plan things in advance and you know that they're set out. And, you know, there's parts of me that still need to be like that at the moment, to be fair. But this is to say, sometimes you need to just come back to your heart. So you need to listen to your body. Okay, so if you're kind of overthinking a lot, if you're in your head a lot, it can be quite stressful. It can be quite tiring, mentally exhausting, and I'm feeling that it's maybe having an impact on your body. So, you know, I don't know if you've been having some physical issues or you've been really sort of quite tense in your body. Feeling like my hands are just suddenly just gone really tense, like kind of like can't let go, like almost it's almost like someone's just feeling really, really tense and stressed. And I just feel like it's because you're so much in your head, like there's so much going on in your head right now. So I've just been guided to, like, I just got an image of post-it notes in my head, and the reason for that is because I've actually got an exercise that really helps with getting out of your head and just kind of, not so much getting into your body, because this is directing you to get into your body, into your heart, which I will get to, but I feel like this actually helps to just clear your mind first of all, so that you can get into a space of connecting with your body, because sometimes we need that bridge, really, because sometimes it's difficult for us to just jump from our head into our bodies, into our hearts straight away. Sometimes we need a little bit of a like a little bit of help and a little bridge to kind of climb across and get into our hearts, if that makes sense. Just got an image of a bridge going from your head to your heart. That might actually help some people if you like learn visually. It's quite helpful to kind of put that bridge in between your head and your heart and just think, well, I need to just walk across this bridge first. So I will get to it. So basically, I wish I had some post-it notes. Actually, I can get some post-it notes. 2 seconds. I'm just gonna pop off and get some post-it notes. 2 seconds. Okay, so back with my post-it notes. So basically, this exercise is really, really helpful for helping you get out of your head, or like helping you clear all the things in your head that are going on, okay? And it just really helps to kind of prioritise things as well. So if you're worried about so many different things, it helps to kind of prioritise them. So all you need is a post-it note and a pen, or felt tips, or whatever you want to use. And all you need to do is just ask yourself the same question over and over again, okay? So the question is, what is stopping me from feeling okay right now? Okay, so that could be work, that could be money, that could be a friendship that you're having trouble with, that could be like trouble in your relationship, it could be trouble with your mother-in-law, it could be health issues, it could be lack of sleep, it could be anything. So what you do is say it's lack of sleep, you just write lack of sleep, only one post-it note, okay, and then you just pop it down, and then you ask again, what is stopping me from feeling okay right now? And it could be work. And then you just keep going, okay, and you go and you keep asking that same question over and over and over again until you can't think of anything else. So you might have, you'll be surprised, you'll probably need a lot of post-it notes. You might have a whole floor or table full of post-it notes, okay? And then you do another round. So you'll look at what you've got, and you'll say to yourself, you know, what is the most worrying thing out of all of these things? You might pick one thing, you might pick 2 or 3, but make sure that you can just pick one thing. So you might have to then narrow it down. Sorry, I'm being distracted. I'm always distracted. You might have to narrow it down, you know, to one thing. And so that will be the one thing that you're worrying about the most, okay? And then when you've picked that up, so say work, okay? Say what is worrying me about this thing, okay? So then you write post-it note, what is worrying me about work, post-it note, and so on. And you just keep whittling it down, and you say, you know, what is the main thing that I'm worried about in terms of work. And you just literally whittle it down to like one thing, and then that thing will be what you focus on the most, okay? It's the one thing that you prioritize out of everything, because if that's the biggest thing that you're worried about, if you can eliminate that, brilliant, okay? So hopefully that helps with kind of making the bridge in between your head and your heart, because once you've kind of cleared the main things out of the way, you can start to focus on the little things, and you can kind of, if you want, write a list and tick them off, you know, as you go along, or, you know, get rid of the post-it notes, because that's quite sort of helpful in itself, you know, just seeing the post-it notes go away, like screwing them up, putting them in the bin, and it just means like, oh, one less worry of my mind, one less worry of my mind. And then once you've kind of gone over that bridge and you've got rid of those worries, or, you know, whittle them down a bit, you can then think, you know, what's going to make me happy right now, okay? You can ask yourself, what's going to make me happy right now? And you could even use the post-it notes for them, you know, what really feels good in my heart right now, and then write down things. And you could even then, you know, do one post-it note at a time, you know, and do those exercises, or do exercises, you know what I mean? You can do whatever you've written down, whether that's read a book, listen to music, go for a walk, you know, whatever it is. You can just choose one thing at a time and do them, or all of them if you want. Okay, so I really hope that helps. I don't normally do these little sort of exercise things or tool things in the videos, but I felt called to do that time, so hopefully it will help. Okay, so the next card is Star Mother, and it says, how can you mother yourself? So because it was upside down, I feel like you've maybe not been taking care of yourself the way that you should do. This actually calls out to a lot of mothers, so a lot of mums, a lot of parents even, you know, if you're not a mum, and if you know, if you're a male watching this and, you know, you're a dad, it is Father's Day today, so also feel to, you know, to reach out to the fathers today. Happy Father's Day. And just say, you know, if you are a parent and you've not been putting yourself first, it's time for you to do that. I mean, it's very difficult when you've got children. I will be honest, I haven't got children, but I know and I have seen people struggling, you know, with their own self-care, because they have to give to their kids first, and they feel that way. But there is a strong message coming through that, you know, how are you going to give yourself fully if you don't give to yourself first, okay? It's kind of like that oxygen mask thing, you know, when you're on a plane and you think, you know, you have to put your oxygen mask on first, even, you know, before your children, you know. And that's kind of, it's always a funny thing, isn't it? People think, well, surely I'd put it on my child first, but actually you're not going to be much use to your child if you don't put your oxygen mask on first, okay? So it's kind of just, yeah, that analogy really helps in this situation. So this is to say to mother yourself, parent yourself, you know, take care of yourself the same way as you would your children, you know. I'm not saying put a nappy on or anything, but you know what I mean. Okay, and then we've got Starseed, what lights you up? Now this kind of goes with the first one, the post-it notes. Know what sings to your heart, what is going to make you light up, what are you passionate about, what changes can you make in your life to tap into your heart, and I speak about this in pretty much every reading I do. I swear that it just seems to be like the main message that people want me, whoever's sending me these messages, they want me to let you know that is like the main message, to tune into your heart, follow your heart, follow your passions, follow what lights you up, okay? What do you dream about? What have you dreamt about as a child? What if you had no worries, if you had no people to worry about, like what they thought, if you had all the money in the world, what would you do? Let's just dream right now, because you are allowed to dream, and even if you never do these things, it still sparks something within you. It still gives you this like boost to dream, And I've just got this vision of someone drawing. I don't know whether people are sort of artists or they like drawing or writing who are watching this, but I feel to tell you to draw, to paint, to express yourself and draw your dreams. So to think about what you would really love to do in life. Think about what you dream of and draw it or paint it or write about it. If you are a writer as well, or maybe you're just talented in something. Maybe you're a singer. Maybe you dance, or whatever you do. There's someone who's talented here, and I feel that they need to express their dreams and what their heart desires within that area, whatever you do. Okay, so I feel like that needs to be heard as well. And then finally, for the work your light cards, we've got Leap. Okay, and it says, you go first, the universe will catch you. So this is about someone worrying, and again, it's that being in your head, really, really worrying too much about everything. And I feel like they're worrying about the day-to-day things in life, work, children, things you've got to do, all the boring stuff, all the boring life stuff. And again, no time to just think about other things, exciting things that you could be doing, or giving yourself time to do the things that you enjoy. And I feel like you're worrying that you can't, like you're worrying that you're not allowed, or it's selfish, or you've not got the finances, or you've not got the time, or things are going to go wrong. Now that's some big thing that's coming through. It's like someone thinking, I can't do this thing, something's going to go wrong. Maybe you're like thinking, I really want to start this dance class, but everyone will laugh at me because I can't dance. Or I really want to take this trip like far away. I want to travel like to this place, but I'm too scared of flying on a plane. Or I want to drive to this place long distance, but I can't drive there on my own, I'm too scared. Or whatever it is, there's a big fear coming up here, and it's like something's going to go wrong. Now I feel to tell you to just visualise this helps for me, but maybe there's a different way for you. I feel like to visualise a safety blanket there for you, or like protection, like a protection bubble or something, something that you visualise straight away. So if you close your eyes and you hear the word protection, or if you think of the word safety, or if you think of something that's going to protect you through this, doesn't matter what it is, it will be right for you, whatever comes to you. And just visualise that being around you when you're doing this. Visualise someone being there to support you at the dance class, or someone saying it's okay, you can do what you like, no one cares, or just like a big safety blanket around you to keep you safe, like if you're driving somewhere long distance or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? Like I just feel like a visualization is really going to help. And to say I am safe, or I am protected, or it is fine, or I am okay, or I can do this, or whatever is going to help you to just make that step. That's all you need. I feel like it doesn't, I think you feel so drawn to this that it doesn't matter what you say or what you do. It doesn't need to be this big huge step. It's just gonna propel you forward that little bit extra, because I don't feel like this is really stopping you. I feel like you're just making little excuses to get out of your comfort zone, and it can be really hard to get out of your comfort zone. But I don't actually feel that it's going to take that much for you to do this, because you want to so much, because you're really feeling pulled to go and do this thing, whatever it is, because I feel like you already know that it's going to benefit you so much and it's going to really light you up. So you just need that little nudge, and I think you can give that to yourself. Okay, so that's the work you like cards. Actually, I'm going to keep them out because I found this before that I had to refer back to some. So then we've got life changes. So what life changes, okay. What life changes do we need to know about for this video for my watchers? Oh. Flying out now. Is there anything else? Okay. So we've got 4 cards again. Okay, so 3 of them kind of really make sense with what we've just talked about. One I'm not sure about, but we'll get there. Okay, so we've got take the next step now. So that kind of goes with, is that blurry or is it just a card? Oh, no, it's blurry on the card. Okay, so that kind of goes with what I've just said, you know, take the next step, you know, follow what you feel called to do. You know, if you're feeling drawn to go to a dance class, if you're feeling drawn to start yoga, if you're feeling drawn to go into a certain party, whatever it is, you know, whatever's calling you right now, take that step. Okay, it's right for you. I feel you know that anyway. I feel like you're just making excuses. That really is coming through quite strong. It's like she's just making, or he's just making an excuse right now. He just needs to do it. She just needs to do it. And they know this already. Is what I'm hearing. Okay. And then we've got be true to you. So with this, I feel like whatever it is that you are worrying about, I feel like it involves other people. I feel like you're worrying about what other people think. Whether that's the place that you're going to is going to have lots of people there, and you're worrying about the people there and what they're going to think and what they're going to be like, and you know, whether they're going to judge you, or whether this is about people in your life and you feel like if they know that you do this thing, whatever it is, they're going to judge me, you know, or oh God, what if they find out that I'm doing this thing? Are they going to judge me? Are they going to think differently of me? Are they going to start thinking I'm a bad parent because I'm choosing something for myself? And this is to say, no, they're going to think it's wonderful. They're going to think it's brilliant you doing something for yourself, because not only does that show, and I'm directing this to parents because I feel like there is a strong element of parents in this. It's maybe because it's Father's Day, I don't know, but it feels like there's a big worry of selfishness. I feel like there's a big worry of you thinking, oh, I'm being really selfish right now by doing this thing for myself. And actually, you're not, because when children, however old they are, I feel maybe obviously if they're a little bit older to understand, but when children see their parents doing things that make them happy, that make them more confident, that make them smile, that give them more energy, that show them as like that they're looking after themselves, they are inspired. Okay, so this is to say, be true to you. Okay, show them who you really are. Show them all of you. Okay, so if they're just used to seeing you as, you know, mum, dad who just kind of takes me to school, comes home, does the tea, does the housework, puts me to bed, that's it. They're not really seeing all of you. Okay, and so I feel like this is to say, show them all of you, show them all of who you are, because that inspires them to be who they are, to be who they want to be, you know. God, I feel strong about that. I don't know why. So yeah, I feel like someone really needs to hear this. Okay, wow, I like that message. Okay, so this is a card I wasn't too sure of. There's always one card that I'm just like not sure of, but I'm sure the more I kind of tune into it, the more I'll pick it up. Okay, so we've got religion and spirituality. So before, whenever I've read cards that said the word religion in, I thought of beliefs, self-belief, believing in yourself, or limiting beliefs. So it could be any of those, but I'm also, it says spirituality here as well. I feel like this is to do with not putting labels on things, not getting caught up in judgments. Yeah, it's judgments again, you know. So there is that strong message coming through of judgments, because if you think about it, religion, there's so many different people, there's so many different opinions, there's so many different beliefs, there's so many different perspectives and judgments about religion. Spirituality, you know, spirituality is, you know, some people think spirituality is religion, it can be, but also, you know, it's also just a way of living. It's about sort of connecting with others and and connecting with yourself. It's, you know, following a certain way of living, and so with that, you know, there can be judgments in that as well, because people can think, well, you know, I don't quite understand it. I don't understand, you know, your way of living. And so there is this huge thing about judgment coming through, and it's literally just to say to let go, like let go of what people think. And I know it's easier said than done. It really is easier said than done. It can be so hard, especially if you've lived a whole life of people judging you, or, you know, you've got a history of that and you just know that, you're just familiar with it. And also, you know, the amount that we judge ourselves as well. But if you can work on literally just letting go a little bit of what other people think, I mean, maybe just dabbling in it, just dipping your toe in the water and just trying little things that you think people might judge you for but feel okay to do. Maybe you could try to do that. Okay, just dip your toe in the water and just see if anyone kind of says anything or does anything, because majority of the time they don't, you know. A majority of the time it's literally just our heads that tell us, this person's going to think this about me, this person's going to say this about me, you know, or what they're going to think of me. And it's all in our heads, literally is all in our heads, because, you know, a lot of the time I thought about these videos, for instance, I thought so many people would think, what the hell is she doing, you know. And majority of the people have been supportive. There are people who've said to me, you know, don't quite understand what you're doing, but, you know, each to their own. That doesn't bother me, you know, that doesn't bother me that they're saying each to your own, because, you know, yeah, everyone's different, everyone likes different things, you know. And then there might be people out there who judge me, but I don't know about it, you know, I don't hear about it, so that doesn't bother me. And that took me a while, you know. My confidence was really low. If you'd seen me about 2 years ago, I would have never have done this. Never in my life would have done anything like this, but I had to dip my toe in the water. I had to try these things. I started off with just literally posting videos in a private group that no one ever saw apart from the people that I trusted and people that I knew wouldn't judge me, to just practice. So that's something else you could do. You could practice things, you know, just, as I say, dip your toe in the water and just see how you feel, and then literally that could then expand to other things, and you'll start to realise, you know, what was I worrying about? So I'm glad lots more came from that card in the end. And then the last one is keep the faith. So that is keep the faith that, you know, there are some good people in this world, you know, and there's good people in your life. you'll probably even realise how good these people are in your life when you do this thing, whatever it is, when you choose to step out of your comfort zone, when you choose to push yourself, when you choose to be true to yourself, when you choose to dip your toe in the water and try different things. You'll realise how much support you actually have. You know, there are so many supportive people, and you'll actually probably get to know even more supportive people who like the same things as you, you know, who are in the same boat as you as well. You know, so for instance, if it's, say, a dance class that, you know, is a beginner's dance class, for instance, you'll probably find there's other beginners in there, and they'll feel exactly the same way as you do, and you can go in and you can be like, oh, I'm scared, you know, together, and you can get through that together, and you'll probably make new friends, and they'll be really supportive because they've been through the same journey as you. So it's just an example there. Okay, so keep the faith in yourself, keep the faith in humanity, keep the faith in your loved ones, you know, and spend time with the people who you know are going to support you. Tell the people you know are loving and supportive of anything you do, and yeah, spend more time with them. You know, listen to what they've got to say, help them, let them encourage you. Okay, then finally we've got the support card. So is there any support that we need? Oh, no, there's quite a lot came through there. I won't choose any of them because there's too many. Is there any support we need in terms of all of these messages that have come through today? Any further guidance? Oh, that one's just kind of slid out. Any further guidance we need to know? Hear, see. One more. No. Okay, so we've got one card. Ah, brilliant. Love it. I always love the angel card at the end, or whatever supportive card I'm using at the end. So express your creativity. I love it. Okay, so this is confirmation, this is reassurance, that you're doing the right thing, that you're choosing the right thing. And I kept saying, there's talented people here, there's creative people, there's artists here, there's writers, there's, you know, people who actually want to do something in that area. But there's also people who are wanting to do dancing. I've said a couple of times, I feel it's something to do with dance class or some kind of class, or, you know, you want to join a club, you want to go travelling somewhere, you want to, you know, whatever it is, you want to drive somewhere. It's not only, you know, being creative and, you know, honouring your creativity if you are one of those artists or creative people, but it's also creating the life that you want, okay? Creating the opportunities that you want and creating that different way of living. So, like I said before, if there is just that mundane life that you're living, if you're just living a routine day in, day out, it's like Groundhog Day, just literally like getting up, you know, like I said, getting up, getting ready, getting the kids to school, or, you know, if you haven't got kids, then you're just doing the same routine, you know, going to work, coming home, going to bed. If you're just doing that constantly, you know, you think life is really short, okay? And are you going to be happy doing that same routine over and over and over again and just telling yourself excuses as to why you can't do something different? You know, are you going to be happy with that? Is that creating the life that you want and creating the life that you deserve? This is what I'm all about, okay? So I maybe said that little spiel at the front about, you know, how I help people, but I always miss the bit out about, you know, helping you to create the life that you want and create the life that aligns with you and aligns with your heart, because that is what I'm all about, you know, following your passions, following your dreams, following your heart, and living a life that just lights you up, okay? It says here, you know, what lights you up? It says at the bottom there. Okay, so express your creativity, create the life that you deserve, because you do deserve it, okay? I really hope that this inspires someone to just go for it, If you have got something that you are thinking about doing, please share it with me, because I really love to hear your stories. I'd love to hear more about my viewers and people who follow me. You know, I just want to know more about you, connect with you, know what you're doing, you know how these readings are helping you as well. So please reach out to me, please connect with me, either by any of the social links, comment below, or email me. I'll put all the details below. But yeah, that's it for now, and I hope you really enjoyed that, and I will look forward to doing you another reading soon. See you later. Bye bye.